today with our training. We're going to start with, let's see, I have it pulled up here.
While you're pulling that up, I'd like to make just a couple quick announcements.
Why don't you do that?
All right, we have a couple awesome things coming up in January. I send out some reminders for those of you that aren't in Michigan. Look up on Big Blue and find out where your elite academies are at. And make sure you get registered for that. Here in Michigan, I am just so excited. We have two different meetings. One on the 9th. I'm trying to find where
the Pro 10 Tour. Yeah, we're having one here in Oahu. I'm going to that one.
Awesome. And it's only $10 for the Pro 10 Tour on January 9th. It is on Big Blue now, corrected for the 9th.
Okay.
So it's a Monday night, so we have no conflict with the weekend. So real excited with that. So for you guys here in Michigan, but go on Big Blue because there might be one in Jersey or Pennsylvania. I don't know where the closest one.
I think Kansas City. They're in Kansas City. I'm not sure where the Jersey ones are going to be closest to. So you check that, Chris, see where that's going to be.
Right.
And then, Terry, are you in North Dakota in January? Because is Sioux Falls in North or South? South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Okay. How far are you away from that one?
About a 5-hour drive.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
that's what I had. Just wanted to put those reminders and invite people to this Pro 10 Tour. Come on, that's got to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, so Aaron, you want to tell us a little bit about what the training is we're going to go over today, and then we're going to do some role playing again. What's the message for today here?
Sure. But you didn't ask me what I was thankful for.
Hey, Aaron, what are you thankful for?
Okay, this is really strange. I just got a text as I was sitting here from a friend. And he's been on Protandim for a while. His wife has Lyme's disease, and I kind of didn't do the best job trying to help her take it. But anyway, I have tried. And he just texted me and said that she had a dream last week that a friend of hers told her she needed to take Protandim for the next 16 months for her Lyme's disease. So now she takes it when he reminds her.
Praise God. Okay, he had a dream. Okay.
Yeah, she's never told this lady about it either. So she had to ask, what was the name of that stuff?
That is amazing. God works in mysterious ways.
He does.
Wow.
So I'm thankful for that, especially for her sake.
Thanks for sharing that. Now, Aaron, this is a long one. We don't want to do the whole thing, but we do want to do part of it. So can you help us keep on track with which parts you want to do?
Correct. I'm reading through
building instant rapport.
Yeah, maybe let's try to start. You could just start with one. If you want me to come out there, I can try to go through. That way I'm not relaying the message.
Okay. Let's start with this one. Anything else you want to say about it before we get started?
Okay, so building instant rapport. The question is, how would you like to be able to say a simple phrase that people can connect with, no matter who they are, at least in general, and be able to build rapport between you and them and curiosity as to what you have or what you do? That's basically the concept. So that's why it's called the instant rapport skill.
And they're more likely to join you if you have rapport, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
and also, you don't want to turn off people. The guy, Mark J., that's teaching this, has done it for a long time, and his cousin, actually, he dropped multiple instant rapport hints, and she never took the bait. But then one day he said, some people, keeping an open mind, have found, or moms have found a way to make more income part-time than their husbands do full-time. And that particular one touched her in an area of interest, and she's like, what? I can make more money than Ricky. And so then that started it, and then she was interested. But the point is, he had used multiple different rapport builders and hadn't come across, like, a salesman hadn't turned her off. And so that's what we want to do, is we don't want to turn people off, and then eventually we'll get it right and they'll be interested without burning them the first time.
And what are those 3 things that we talk about people not wanting to hear your story? Why is rapport building so important for that?
Because it creates curiosity. Because then they think, oh, if this is going to help me with my values in my life, get something I want, whether it's more time, more money, better health, less taxes, whatever, then they're interested to hear about it. But if you just try to tell them about it without them being interested, then it's irritating.
Okay. All right, let's go. Before we do this, have any of you listened to this one already, How to Build Instant Rapport? Okay.
Rick.
All right, cool. It won't be a drudgery to review this, will it, Rick? All right.
Rusty, who's that by?
This is by a guy named Mark J. He's the same one we listened to last time.
Okay. Because I just listened to something this week, and it was very similar. The guy was talking about network marketing, and he said the same thing. Like, I tell people, well, I'm an accountant full-time, but I make more money on my part-time job than I do on my full-time job. And they say, really, what do you do? So what Aaron just said was something I've just recently heard too. So
Jim Rohn, right?
I can't even remember actually. Who was it?
Jim Rohn? Building Your
Probably,
Network Marketing Business by Jim Rohn.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear this okay.
You're not here because you're looking for a business. We're here because we want to learn how to make lots and lots of money. Some people, keeping an open mind, have actually discovered a little skill called building instant rapport that will explode their business in less than 60 days. That's what it did for me. The big question is, do you believe that you're just a few words and a simple concept away from exploding your group? Well, you should, because this skill makes all the difference in the world. Just run over the format for you here that we're going to take. I'm going to tell you a short story about Al and Nancy. You may have heard the longer version on the most people skill. We really include it in every skill because we know that you may email these to people that can use them or benefit from them, and they might not have seen the longer version. The main thing is that you can, in the future, jump directly right ahead to the skill because there's an outline there, obviously, on the left, and you get right at it. But I want to encourage you to view the Al and Nancy story and tell it, because really, if we're going to make money in network marketing, we need to learn a couple of skills. And there's really only 2 types of reps in our business. There's leaders who tell stories and teach skills, and then there's distributors who don't do much of anything. You just need to know which group you want to belong to. If you put yourself in the leaders group, you need to be able to communicate a like or similar story. And I'm sure once you learn a couple of more skills, or just really put this one and most people into play for yourself, that you'll get great results. And then you'll have your own Al and Nancy story. Very important way to communicate to people why they need to learn skills. Quickly blast through the agenda here. We're going to talk about Al and Nancy and me, some basics about network marketing, then cover how to build instant rapport and what that actually means, then applications for rejection-free recruiting. Would it be okay if I showed you how to recruit rejection-free? And really how to frame the benefit statement. You know, we all have a couple of benefit statements that we like. How to take those benefit statements, in other words, what's in it for them, frame them with a rapport builder so it sounds like something they want to know more about rather than BS or a sales pitch. And then towards the end, I know that you earned this by going through the most people skill. We'll show you how to take instant rapport builders, combine them with the most people skill, and create a 90-second invitation with both skills where the prospects don't have a chance. Better than 94% of the people say, yeah, I want more information. The story is pretty simple. You may recall I failed 5 times in the 80s and was really at my wit's end. I rejoined network marketing in the 90s and was failing again when I met somebody who proposed a really simple question to me, really sitting there in tears. And he said, look, I can help you, but you got to answer this question. If Al and Nancy are both in the business with the same company, they enrolled through the same data system, they paid the same price to get in, they're using the same product, marketing the same product, they have the same beliefs, same comp plan, same hours they're putting in, they have the same commitment, come from the same socio-economic background, same upline, they live in the same city, they have the same sponsor. Why is Nancy cashing huge checks and achieving great things for herself and her family and having a blast, while Al's not cashing any checks at all? Well, it's really simple. It gets down to one thing: skills. Nancy simply does and says something different than Al. And I actually learned this in a hotel lobby. I walked out on some gurus teaching about network marketing, and somebody explained this to me, and that led me to my current mentor, who I've been following for years and has really boosted our income, Big Al. But fundamentally, what I said to him when he asked me, do you know the difference? I said the magic words, I don't know. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to kill the biggest lie in network marketing, because that's something that really holds people back. But before we get to that, let's just get to a quick review of how the industry works. Really a protocol, and when you really think about it, although you might have a different label for it, and I'm not trying to upset the karma or the vocabulary on your team, but I like simple words that people can understand, because people want to be a part of something bigger, and jargon makes it seem smaller. So the 3-step plan is pretty simple. At step 1 in the recruiting cycle, what we do is we strike interest and sort the serious from the kidding around, and we book a specific follow-up. Measure your success rate based on whether or not you booked a specific follow-up. For example, next week is not specific, next Tuesday is not specific, next Tuesday at 7:35 Eastern Standard Time in the evening is specific. At step 2, the prospect reviews information. It could be any third-party tool, a CD, a DVD, a webcast, a webinar, maybe a hotel meeting, really doesn't matter. But you can leverage those things because you can have several people reviewing it at once. So if you improve at step 1, which is really where the big money is, it's not in closing. Now, you don't have to close people once you learn a couple of magic words. They kind of make it so plentiful. The prospects become so plentiful in your pipeline that you couldn't possibly handle them all if they all came in anyway. So that's not a big deal. And with a couple of magic words, you make it really easy for them to join your business. But remember, the John Wooden rule is going to make us or break us. Wooden taught, the more concerned I am about the things I can't control, the less I'll do about the things I can control. And really, the only thing that you can control here is step 1. It's really up to the prospect when you give them information whether or not they're going to review it. It's really up to them whether or not they come in the business. So what Nancy does, our successful rep, is she focuses on improving step 1, which is really what this training is about, helping you dramatically improve at step 1, while Al worries about the outcome at step 2 and 3. So focus on step 1 because that's where the big money is. if you get a higher percentage of people and far less time with each prospect to agree to review information, well, you obviously have more people in the pipeline and more people to close. It's simple. Biggest lie in network.
You want to review that just a bit, Aaron? Those three things. Where do you go?
Sorry,
There we
I
go.
was good. Okay. So remind me which three things. I'm sorry, I'm
Yes,
here, but I was thinking about.
Strike interest
Okay.
and sort. Why is that the only thing we can do? We can't really do 2 and 3.
Because people make up their minds themselves. And yes? Oh, okay. If you're trying to drag someone through the business, it doesn't work. So they have to actually want it. Sometimes they might not know they want it, but once you light that fire, like with the curiosity builders and leading them through, do they really want to change their life? And once that fire is lit within them and it's their own fire, not your fire trying to, if you ever try to burn a wet paper towel, it just doesn't work. They have to be ready for change in their life for this to really work for them as a business. And like Rusty, he thought he wasn't ready, but he fell in love with this. So it's kind of like people just need to be ready whether or not they know it, I guess you could say.
So let's I'm gonna ask you a question. So you mentioned it actually while you're talking about getting someone interested.
Yeah.
So what is the benefit of having someone actually ask you what it is rather than you telling them what it is?
If they ask you, then it's their idea to learn more about it. And if it's their idea, they're open to their own ideas.
So they're more responsive if you can actually get them through some verbiage to actually ask you what you do or what it is, then they'll listen better.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, getting them to ask you is great, but you're fine. You want them to actually ask you out of curiosity, basically, or because they want to change something. They want some sort of benefit, and so they ask you. That way they actually want it. They're not just saying it. You're muted.
Thank you, Brian. How do you sort through that, Aaron, actually? So let's say someone's talking about, they're complaining about something and they get all done. What would you say in just a few words, whether
What are they complaining about?
their health? No, they're complaining about their finances.
Their finances?
What's your next step that you're going to say to them? You're going to go, oh, I got the solution. Is that what you're going to say?
No. Because
I
then they
tried to bait you there. What are you going to say?
Well, you could just jump right into what we call the hero's journey of, do you want to change that? I mean, if they're really talking about how much they're struggling with their financial situation, then you could ask them, do you really want to change that? You could say, yeah, a lot of people are in the same boat you're in. And some people, keeping an open mind, have found a way to take advantage of the home-based business tax advantages and actually save income on taxes and make some part-time income on the side. Would you please pass me a napkin? Or whatever. If you can change the subject, that's even better. If you just drop it, that's fine too.
Brian had one there. You didn't take it. That very good. Thank you. And that question, do you want to change that, is super important, guys. Always ask that question. Do you want to change that? Because if they say no, you're going to waste your breath. And that's probably obvious, right? It just makes sense. Okay, let's continue on here unless anyone has a question before. Anyone have a question? Right. Okay, very good. Here we go. You're gonna have to unmute me, Ryan. I think.
If you wanna skip ahead to the next one, you can, but I'll just explain this in like 30 seconds.
Whether we like it or not,
Okay, go ahead.
So he says the biggest lie in network marketing is you just have to find the right people. Maybe you heard that, maybe you believed it, maybe you didn't. The truth is the right people are all over the place. Not everyone is the right people, but they are all over the place. And what we say and what we do can turn them off or turn them on. Dad, if you don't mind just going back, I'll see how long it is. It might actually be short enough we can just run through it.
the biggest lie in network marketing, let me save you some time, money, and heartache. The biggest lie in network marketing was you just have to find the right people. Of course, I said this earlier in my career because I didn't want people to get discouraged. And I didn't really realize that the right people were everywhere. Let me give you some social proof of that. See, everybody you know wants to make more money, would like to have more money. Everybody you know would like to pay less in taxes, and everybody you know would like to have more time with the people that they care the most about. What are you offering? More money, less taxes, and more time. So the question is, why do they say no? You see, the right people really are everywhere. It really just depends on one thing, whether or not we create a prospect on demand. It all depends on what we say and what we do. Now, if you're not sure, let me draw a little mental picture for you. Think about your local grocery store and head out to that grocery store in your mind and get 4 or 5 bags of groceries, put them in a cart, and stand by the back of your car. And a gentleman walks by, sort of a nice looking guy. He's got a white shirt on and a blue windbreaker. You got a picture of him in your mind? Great. You tell him that you hurt your back and you say, hey, could you throw these groceries in a trunk for me? My back's kind of sore. So he does. You pull out a $100 bill and you say, here, thanks a lot. What do you think his reaction would be? It might be, oh, no, man, that's cool. Don't worry about it. I don't need $100 for that. Or he might say, hey, that's really generous. Why don't you give it to charity? Or he might say, hey, terrific. Do you have any other chores that you want me to do? And the point is, it would be a very comfortable exchange. Now just mentally rewind to just before he got to the car and you say, hey, pal, I hurt my back. Could you throw these in the trunk for me? So he does. This time, you pull out a gun, grab him by the throat, stick the gun in his face and say, give me all your money or I'm going to blow your brains out. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you would get a completely different response? Exact same person, exact same situation. What was different? What we said to him and what we did. So it's really true that the biggest lie in network marketing is you just have to find the right people. They're everywhere. So let's learn exactly what to say and do so we can create prospects on demand, because everybody wants more money, everybody wants to pay less in taxes, and everybody wants more free time. That's what you're offering. Let's learn exactly what to say and do so they instantly trust you and they want to go forward in getting more information. Whether we like it or not, our entire career is really defined in about 15 seconds. Now, we know that nobody's ever going to come up to you. They certainly haven't come up to me and said, hey, Mark, have you started a new business that you'd like to tell me about? The reality is, if the business is going to come up, we have to bring it up. And if we can improve in that initial contact, well, then we can have more people reviewing information and more people we're collecting decisions from. So let me give you 3 statements and tell me whether or not you think I'm dead in the water in the first 15 seconds. What if I were to say at a family outing, hey, cuz, want to be a distributor? No, I'm dead meat there. What if I were to say, oh, I found this incredible company. They're expanding globally. We're looking for entrepreneurs that speak 7 different languages and have connections all over the world. And it's really easy. You only have to go to 2 meetings a week, fly to 2 conventions. I know. That's not going to work either. And of course, there's the perennial favorite for our L-types who has figured something out about the marketing plan and says, you must look at this because on the 83rd level, if it's a Tuesday and it's raining in more than 7 states, you pick up double in the global business pool. See, these are the types of things, of course, we're exaggerating a little bit, but these are the type of things that we try with people, and we're dead meat. They tend to run away from us at family outings. They tend to avoid us in the gym. Why? Well, because our career really is defined in the first 15 seconds. The right people are everywhere. Why does everybody say no? And you know how they say no sometimes? They say things like, hey, let me get back to you. My cousin's getting married 4 years from now, and I have to help her lay out the seating plan. I'm going on vacation. I just got back from vacation. They just give us excuses. If I'm correct and the right people are everywhere, meaning they want to pay less taxes, make more money, and have more free time, why do they say no? Well, here's the reality. They simply don't trust what we're saying. We're creating a rise in their sales filter. Most people's experience with salesmen, even though it's totally unfair to salespeople. I know I was one, wife was one. But the reality is it's not that they don't trust you, it's just that they don't trust what you're saying. And here's kind of what happens. Kind of give you some proof here. How long, when a telemarketer calls you, does it take you to get off the phone? The reality is they might have had the best deal for your family at that time, but you're off the phone in 5 or 10 seconds. And as far as dating, if you can remember back to your fraternity days or early dances that you went to, I mean, didn't you really make instantaneous decisions that you didn't want to be with that guy or you wouldn't talk to that girl unless hell froze over? Now, the fact of the matter is that guy or that gal might have been the perfect mate, and it's really not fair. But if you do it to people, then guess what? They're going to do it to you too. Now, why is that? Well, it's really easy if you think about life in terms of everyone being a jogger. Now, of course, everybody has a little bit different pace, but they get up, they go to work, they come home, they watch TV, they go to bed. Get up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed. Now, some people do a different thing on Monday. For example, on Wednesdays, my wife, the fabulous Davine, takes my mom out shopping. And on Saturdays, I do something with my mom. On Sundays and Saturdays, I do something with Davine. And we do some very casual things, and sometimes we do some high energy things. But the truth is, there's sort of a rhythm to our life. And so if you can kind of think of it as people jogging through life, it'll really help you understand why they say no. With this little analogy, people are going through life in their particular rhythm and back and forth to work and watching TV and going to bed. And what happens when we approach them about the business, because we have to bring it up, we're kind of like people attacking joggers out of the bushes, or we're just too darn slow. What's an example of attacking? Well, somebody says, I got a 15 and a 16-year-old. They both want to go to college. Oh, you got to take a look at my business. It's unbelievable. It can pay for your kids' education. We have these great products, and we have these meetings that are so much fun. We have a convention once a year, and we have this pay plan that's incredible. Well, you've just attacked the jogger going by out of the bushes. What's an example of moving too slow? Well, same situation. I have a couple of kids getting ready for college. Well, let me tell you about this little berry that was found down in the base of the Himalayas, and it's just absolutely incredible. It turns out that it has this remarkable chemical property in that no other plant on the entire world features. It cures cancer. It cures arthritis. It makes your hair grow. It makes you lose weight exactly where you want to lose it. You get big muscles without working out. Of course, the jogger's gone as you're telling the story about chemicals. Here's really what rapport means. Rapport is defined this way by Webster. It's a relationship characterized by harmony. Trust, as we all know, is a prerequisite for harmony. So obviously, rapport means trust and harmony. Building instant rapport with people as they're matriculating through their life at their particular pace creates a feeling that you see the world the same way that they do. Why is that important? Everybody's so busy and so aligned with the rhythm of their life that they have a tendency to not really listen to what people are saying unless they trust what the people are saying and trust the people when they're bringing new information to them. It's just a normal reaction. Some of it doesn't really have anything to do with anything except the fact they just don't want more stuff piling into their life. But here's the truth about people. We tend to trust people that we believe are the same as us. Look around in your own personal life. Wouldn't you agree that the people that you spend the most time with are the people that you're sort of in harmony and trust? It's really that simple. You know, Red Sox fans tend to trust Red Sox fans and distrust Yankee fans. Italians like myself tend to trust other Italians. Might be the biggest mistake in the world, but it's just the way it is. It doesn't mean we're prejudiced. It simply means that we tend to trust people instantly that we think are like this. And there's a couple of magic words that you can say that will trigger a feeling of safety in the subconscious mind of the prospect so that they'll instantly trust you. But more important than getting them to trust you with a couple of words is coming to a clear understanding that if they don't trust what you're saying, you're dead in the water. It doesn't matter how great your product, plan, or company is. If they don't trust what you're saying, doesn't necessarily mean they might not trust you. They might not trust you. That's not that important. What's really important is that they trust what you're saying, and by extension, they trust that the material that you give them is true. And that's really important. Without trust, we're kaput. We're dead in the water. Heard these from my friend Big Al, and I said, isn't that interesting, these 3 rules of recruiting. So let me tell you, I adopted them, and it's great. Number 1, it's got to be rejection-free, because when you teach things to people in your organization, if it's not rejection-free, let's be honest, they're simply not going to use it. The second piece that I think is crucial is they can't embarrass or pressure a prospect. You don't want to get information from the prospect and then use their own words against them. And that's one style of recruiting. But personally, it's bad manners, and that's why the great people never join people that recruit that way, because nobody wants to be in a business where they have to use bad manners to build the business. And rule number 3 is it's got to have a high probability of striking interest with the prospect. Because if it doesn't work, well, obviously they're not going to use it. You want your statement to create a response like, "You're kidding me. How does that work?" Or, "What do you mean?" Or, "Well, what is it? What's it all about?" Or, "Oh, really? Can you tell me more about it?" Or, "That's interesting. What do you mean?" Those are the type of responses that you want to get. So rejection-free, would it be okay with you if we showed you how to recruit rejection-free without embarrassing or pressuring a prospect, and it had an extremely high probability of striking interest, which is what we do at step 1. Would that be okay with you? Gee, the government takes a big chunk every payday. If you add to that other taxes like gas tax, and property tax, and sales tax, gee, even more of our check disappears. Some people have actually found a way to get a $100 tax rebate every week. I wish I could see your face right now, because I know what's happening, because I know how these words work. In the first 2 statements, you're sort of mentally or even actually physically nodding up and down. And what you want to do is say it exactly that way. You just leave it out there because this is going to be rejection free. What's your buddy's option there? He's going to say, what do you mean $100 tax rebate every week? Or he's not going to say anything. In any case, you don't feel rejected. He didn't reject your plan, your product, your company, or you. He rejected the idea of getting a $100 tax rebate for himself. Nobody's going to take that personally. The same situation, and you have two kids, 14 and 16 years old, and you mentioned that they're sort of have some college aspirations, or I say, are they headed for college? Do you want your kids thinking about college? And you said, yeah, they are. Well, I could say, well, listen, I want to tell you about this particular plant that was actually found just south of the Pampas in South America. It's unbelievable. It's kept this tribe alive. Everybody lives to 110 years old, and actually has this secret molecule in it that is an anti-inflammatory loaded with antioxidants. I'm losing you. This is the too slow thing. What if I said this instead? Again, the two kids in college. What if I said to you, gee, college is expensive, and good schools cost even more. Some people have actually found a way to pay for their kids' education with no loans and no stress. The response is usually, what do you mean? How does that work? What are you talking about? No loans and no stress. How does that happen? The bottom line is, if you didn't say anything to that, or the prospect that you're talking to didn't respond to that, you're going to feel rejected? No. And there's some additional benefits in this that I'll explain to you later that are absolutely incredible, because you never burn a prospect, meaning you can bring these up to them over and over, and I'll show you how that works. Face it, there's some great health and nutrition products, some great products all over the networking industry. So if you like a product lead rather than a business lead, I like the business lead because I'm looking for business builders. But if you like the product leader, you know somebody that has a particular condition, if you're in a skincare deal or a health and nutrition deal, I'm going to show you that these work just as effectively. So imagine that you have arthritis. What if I were to say to you, gee, arthritis is painful. The government's taken dangerous meds like Vioxx off the market. And some people have actually found a way to get all natural relief and have the government pay for it. Wow. What do you mean? How does the government pay for it? What are you talking about? And of course, they're leaning forward and they're ready to buy and they're ready to join. It's cha-ching time if you're leading with the product. If you're leading with the business, what I mean by they're ready to buy and ready to join is they're ready to buy your next suggestion and they're ready to join you and reviewing information. Now, there's a few reasons why.
Okay, Aaron, let's go over that just a bit.
Sure.
We'll do some scenarios like that. Maybe some role playing would be good.
Okay.
Since Rick has been on this before, let's maybe have Rick and you do a role play. So, Rick, Aaron and you are talking, and Aaron's going to just complain about some things that are happening in his life, and then you can role play that same kind of scenario. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
All right. Oh boy. Yeah, it's been good living here in Hawaii. I grew up, got to surf a lot, but lately I just haven't been able to surf that much. I guess I could. It's just I feel like I'm too busy. So yeah.
So I mean, you're busy as in you're trying to get. Would you like to get your time freedom back?
Yeah, I would like to have more time, I guess. Just probably financial independence, really. I mean, because that's kind of what time boils down to.
Well, that's interesting. You're talking two different things, but time and money. There are
Right.
some people out there's
Money
some
buys time,
people out,
right?
right there's yeah there are some people out there that have found a way to get both time and money back.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
You know some people?
I do. I really do.
Well, tell me more about it.
Well, how much time do you have?
Boy.
You got a minute?
I have something I have to get to in like 10 minutes.
Well, that's awesome. Because you got a minute of your time. Can I have a minute?
Sure. You can have a minute.
That's awesome. So when you talk about time and money, were you serious about that?
Yeah, I'm serious. I actually would like to change things.
Okay. So in that time money aspect, give me a ballpark figure of amount a month that would free you up money wise.
Let's see. I'll just throw out a number, like 5,000 a month.
5,000 a month. So you're serious about that?
Yeah, if you can show me how to do it.
You know what? I'm like you. Life is busy, and I've got a roll here to another scheduled meeting. But what's on your schedule like in the next, like tomorrow, let's say 5 or 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I've got an opening. 6 o'clock tomorrow sounds fine.
6 o'clock works. You got something to write with? You like a pen or pencil?
Yeah.
Put that down for 6 o'clock. I'm going to give you my money. We're going to exchange information, and we'll meet at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, and I'll show you what these people are looking at.
Okay. What? I'm going to ask. What is it?
Do it. Ask. Do it.
What is it?
What is it? You know what? If we're talking on the phone, I can't paint the Mona Lisa in 5 minutes. Or if we're talking on, let's say we're talking on the phone, I can't cut your hair over the phone. So let's get together tomorrow at 5 and 6, and I'll show you what's up.
Okay. All right.
I'm on my way. See ya.
I like that. And I just realized like something you could do is like, well, and I can't paint the Mona Lisa and whatever you said was great. And then you're like, so as long as you're serious about changing, making some changes, let's get together tomorrow at 5 o'clock,
That's good.
I like that. And I was genuinely like, you did really good. Like I was trying to put myself in a place of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually was interesting when you said that some people found a way to do that. And I'm like, them? Because, yeah.
That seems to take, I've incorporated that in the last couple of invites, and it seems like it's a whole different dynamic, and it's changed my whole, I still get caught up into the what is it and throwing up all over them every once in a while, but that what we just role played there is it seems it's very unique, and so
yeah,
it's very helpful.
I was asking you for information. You weren't saying, "Hey, Aaron, do you have 2 minutes? I've got this great business," and
yeah. Or another thing for me is going back to the story. I don't know what it is with, and there are others out there in the LifeVantage family who have the same thing going on with their stories, but there's something about my story that resonates with people. And I don't get into conversation very long before they're saying, you're doing what? I've seen you a year ago. You were on your deathbed, and now you're like playing golf. You're going ice fishing tomorrow, and all of that. And so, what are you doing? And then I can transition right into that. Are you serious? Give me a time. Are you looking for money? You're looking for time, looking for health. Let's get together. We'll talk.
You're muted. We're just like eternally.
You can also use the two. What do you want more of? What do you want less of in that same scenario, Rick?
Right.
Yeah, but I like that. I like how you did it with Aaron, because even I was kind of felt that curiosity, like they would, sense that. Let's do. I know some of you're product forward. Let's do a product forward one. Let's say Kim. Are you okay? Kim, you're there. Vince, are you still there? Okay, Vince. You're going to be the distributor, and no, you're going to be the potential prospect, and Kim's going to be the distributor, and you're going to complain about something health-wise. Okay, Vince?
He's
muted.
I know. I wonder if he's actually with us or not. Maybe he left.
There
he is. Okay, perfect. So we're going to do just that scenario we were just running through. Kim's gonna be talking about. Wait, he can't talk, can he? Because his mic doesn't work. I forgot. Okay, forget that. All right, let's see. Chris Smith. Okay, so Kim's gonna be the prospect, and you're the distributor, and she's gonna talk about her health, and you're gonna try to mimic what we just did in that scenario, and then you can go through that, and then we can critique that. Okay.
All right, now wait a minute. I'm going to be the distributor.
You're the distributor. Kim's the prospect. She's going to talk about some kind of health issue, and you're going to try to do the same thing we just did in the business mode with Rick and Aaron as we're doing now with the product. And if you remember what he said, just to review, Aaron, what was the things he went through? It's basically what? Number one. Do you want to change that?
You're talking about the instant reports?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they already have instant rapport. Kim's telling her about her health issues.
Okay.
And we're using this response that we just have gone over.
Right.
That.
Okay.
I'm
Did
not.
you want to change that? Is that the one?
Health.
You want to change that, and then some people, remember that? Some people have found a way to reduce their pain, and the government pays for it.
Oh, okay.
Or it's all natural.
It's all natural. Do you remember that now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to do it first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kim. So we're talking, and you start talking about some kind of pain. Go ahead.
I don't think you can hear me.
I can.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, man, I got so many things wrong with me. Every time I turn around, I got to add something new to the list. Just today, I was trying to put on my shoes, and my finger just won't move.
Wow, how long has that been going on?
It's like something new all the time. It's like that. I have trigger finger and my middle finger on my right hand, and it is so painful. And I already have enough on my list. I don't need more.
Yeah. Would you like to change that?
You bet I would. You got any ideas?
Well, some people have found a way, it's all natural, to reduce or even relieve their pain, and the government pays for it.
Really? How's that?
Hey, do you have some time right now? I could share the information with you.
Yeah, I got a few minutes.
Well, this will take about a minute at the moment, and then we can kind of go further after that.
Okay.
What are the biggest pains you're dealing with right now?
Well, the biggest pain that I can get rid of right now is my trigger finger.
That's the biggest thing?
Well, it's not my biggest pain, but the other things she can't do anything about.
Well, like, what are they?
Missing a limb? I don't think you can fix that one.
Yeah, we don't have the grow back limb pill yet. That's coming. Well, when would you have about 20 to 30 minutes to sit down and let me go over some information that would really be helpful for you? today or tomorrow? Would tomorrow afternoon be good for you?
Well, maybe. What is it?
Well, do you have time right now? It took about 30 minutes for me to share it with you.
Well, no, probably not right now.
Okay. Well, then tomorrow at say 5 or 6, would that be good?
How about 7?
7, that'd be great. So tomorrow at 7, we'll get together and I'll share you the information. And, some people are finding a way to get relief all naturally. So, and also have the government pay for it. So, looking forward to tomorrow at 7.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, Chris. You wanna say something about that, Aaron?
I just said nice.
Okay. All right, Chris. So let's see. Let's make Terry be the prospect. She's shaking her head. Yes. You see that? So when I look this way like this, you're shaking your head. You're nodding your head that way.
Terry said, go, Terry.
Can you unmute her, Brian? She's not unmuting herself. So there we go. Okay. So Terry,
I can hear her.
Okay, good. You're the prospect, Terry. So all you have to do is just talk about what you're going through as far as some kind of pain, and then Chris is gonna be the inquisitor.
You don't want to be an inquisition expert.
Bad word. You're the distributor, Chris.
Okay, so she's complaint. She has a complaint. She has a pain problem.
Yeah, you're having a conversation, and you just ask her. She's talking about some kind of pain. You say, "Oh, what kind of pain are you having?" Go ahead, Terry.
Okay. All right. Well, I've really been having some issues lately with this high blood pressure that I have. I don't know. And I've been trying to cut down on the salt and things, and I just exercise more, and I just can't seem to get it under control lately. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, well, there's some people that have found a natural way. I'm not doing this good. A natural product that helps, and government pays for it.
Really? I've never heard of anything like that. Where did you hear about this?
Well, do you have a few minutes? Do you have a few minutes I could go share the information with you, or you have about maybe 30 minutes I could go over it with you?
Yeah, probably not right now, but maybe tomorrow. I don't have to work, so I might have some time. But I'd really like to, hear more about this.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it'd be good to know. Okay, so we could set up what time would be best for you?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 4 in the afternoon. Does that work for you?
6 o'clock would be better for me.
6. Okay.
Is that good? Okay,
Yeah, that
so
might work.
okay, good. All right, then I'll get together with you, give you a call tomorrow at 6.
Okay. All right. I'd like to hear more about this.
All right. That's
Thank
good.
you, Terry. Christine, Chris is proud of you. Chris, we're gonna have you do it again, okay, with a different suspect. So
I didn't do too good, so I'm not.
No,
That's-
you did
that's
very
why-
good.
That's why one more time is gonna even be better, because you did well, and we want you to do better. Do you want to do better?
Yeah.
You want to change it and make it better?
Yeah.
Right, that's what we're going to do right now. So the difficulty is the way. So if it's difficult, that's the way we're supposed to go. So that's what we're going to do. So you did great. You asked her. Some people, so that was great. Some people have found a way. That's really good. Okay. You could try. Do you really want to change that? As the first question. Second question, some people have found a way, and all natural, and the government will, pay for it, will pay for it in a sense, or support that, or
You subsidize it?
pardon?
Would subsidize it work?
In a sense, you could say that, yeah. So we're just gonna try it again, and just let it flow a little faster, Chris, and you're gonna get it. You do this 20, 30 times, it'll flow so easily, you'll amaze yourself.
Yeah, that's why I'm really nervous now because I have not done this. Okay, I'll try it again.
Yeah, well, we're all your friends, so that's what we're here for. Okay, Dave, you're gonna complain about some kind of pain that you're having or whatever, okay? And Chris is gonna be the distributor.
Okay, hi, Chris.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, I've had better. Been working. I got this pain in my arm and kind of interfered with everything that I need to do.
Well, would you like to change that?
Of course.
There's some people that have found a product that works, a natural product that's very good and very helpful. I don't have time right now I've got a meeting to go to, but do you have maybe tomorrow sometime we could get together and I could tell you more about it? Plus the government subsidizes it as well.
Really? I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, pretty neat. But if you sometime you maybe have about a half hour. Do you have a half hour right now? We could talk, or?
Remember, you already said you don't have time, Chris.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's why you don't use that if it's not true. Just saying. But
Okay.
yeah, sometimes you can because you're honestly busy. If you're not, don't use it.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Whenever you have about a half hour free time that I could share more with you.
Probably tomorrow evening sometime.
Okay. What's a good, what time? Like 6, 7?
7:30.
Okay. That sounds good.
All right.
All right then.
Look forward to it.
Rusty said very good.
Good job. Very good job, Chris, and thank you, Dave. That was excellent. I mean, that was like 100% better than the last one. That was
Really?
good. Yeah, just imagine what the third time's gonna be like. I mean,
Yeah.
you said you want to change that. He did. You did to some people. You did that good, and you also remembered to ask him, and you gave him 2 options for the time, which is always good because then that gives them the choice, but you're still kind of driving the conversation.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so another time you're gonna be really good. Let's see, Katie. Earth to Katie.
Yeah, I got you now.
Awesome.
Hi.
Okay, so Katie, you're
Yep.
gonna complain about time and
Oh,
and-
crap.
and
Wait a
money.
sec. All right, I think I just lost you. Wait.
No, you're still here. We can still hear you.
Okay, I got you now.
You're gonna complain about not having enough time and money, and Chris is gonna be the distributor who's gonna talk with you kind of the format that we're using right now. Okay.
Okay.
Good job. Okay, you guys are already, you know each other. You're having a conversation, and you're talking about time and money kind of deal. So go ahead.
Hi, Chris. How are you
Hi. All right. How you been?
doing? Good. How have you been?
Okay. No complaints.
Oh yeah, I've like had no time lately.
Oh, why is that? Are you,
Oh, I'm just busy, with I have so many balls in the air that I don't seem to have time to land anywhere.
would you like to change that?
Oh, heck yeah.
Because I know some people that have, I'm messing up on this one. I know of some business that could help with that, and
Oh, really?
have yeah. I'm not.
Oh, maybe
I can't think what
maybe Chris, ask her first why she doesn't have time. That might help you.
why she doesn't have time.
Yeah, just start
you
over.
said-
She said she doesn't have time. Got so many balls in the air she can't land. Maybe ask her. Tell me more about that. Like, what's going on?
Okay, yeah, all right. Tell me more about that. There's some with this time issue.
Yeah, I just, I have my kids, and then I, work some evenings, and then I have my own business during the day. And, I just started this new business. So I kind of feel like I'm just kind of trapped in a cycle, and I can't get out.
All right, I don't know where to take that either, other than, I mean, I could start telling her about the business, but I know that's not how I want to go.
Right.
So where do I go with that? I don't.
Any volunteers? And then maybe Chris can try after.
I'm just, because I'm thinking, she could do it part-time and she wouldn't work alone. I mean, I could just sell her the business, but I don't want to do that. Do
Right.
I? I don't do that.
Okay, Vince, can we hear you? Okay.
You're gonna try it on the phone.
Yeah. Okay, Vince wants to. Oh, unmute Vince. His phone, Brian. Okay, try.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Vince.
because I can.
Sorry, I'm not good
Hi.
at Larry.
I've got my. I can see on my computer, but my computer, the microphone doesn't work, so I'm actually calling in as well too. So, let's see. What was the question? You said, do you have any suggestions on that?
Yeah.
As far as
Any volunteers who would like to jump in and take over?
well, the only thing is I'd probably say to her. So, what was it? You're talking about that stress. What kind of stress are you talking about? What is it? You say you got these different things. Is it what? Not enough money, or was it? Why you have all these different jobs?
I guess I'm just kind of spread thin because, my focus is my kids, and, I want to be able to spend time with them. So, and my health is, kind of taking a toll on me, so I can't work a lot. Right. So that's kind of my two big things, my health and trying to balance my health and my kids, and, work enough to make ends meet.
Yeah. I know some people who actually have the same situation, but they've found a way to take and relieve that stress and to be able to get rid of that stress and be able to just have more time freedom to spend with their families and stuff. And they actually found a way that the government helps pay for that.
Oh yeah? How's that? That sounds great.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I told you about it, it'd probably take like a whole minute. When do you think you'd have a minute?
Well, I could do a minute right now.
Okay. Well, let me just before I tell you about it, let me just ask you: are you serious about finding out more about this and about actually changing your life and getting rid of the stress?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, listen, I'll tell you what I'd like to do is I'd like to just sit down with you and actually to be able to get in the nuts and bolts of it, so you can actually see what this is about and how these people are doing this. I'd like to just sit down with you and is there any way we could meet, like, let's say for coffee, just take a few minutes and sit down and I can show you what they're doing, and if it sounds like something you're interested in, then we can get more information on it.
Yeah, that would be great. I have some time tomorrow.
Okay, I'll tell you what, how about if we meet tomorrow, let's say I meet you at Big B's. At, how about 6 or 7? Which works better for you?
Yeah, 6 would probably be better.
Okay, I'll meet you at Big B's at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. How's that sound?
All right, that sounds good. 6 o'clock.
All right, sounds good. Great.
Thanks, Vince.
Nice job, Vince. Nice job.
That's awesome, Vince.
I want to
you-
call Vince
you put-
someday and
Put
rope.
the training from last time and this time together. So you put everything together from last time and this time, Vince. That was awesome.
Thanks.
Nice. Let's see. What's next on the agenda here?
I thought Brian was going to say something, so I know I muted myself.
Sure.
Well, it's 8:20 on this end.
Yeah, we're
I
over.
was gonna say it's nice.
We're
Nice
over.
place.
We're over time. So you want to hit the stop record button, and we can continue this